Yo, what is up, guys? Bravo Baggio coming at you guys with another video. And today I have my updated deck profile of Dracotail K9 and my regional report from the Houston Regional this past weekend. Unfortunately, we did not come back with back-to-back dubs. We did end up going 4-2. I did drop after round six. It was a top 48 to get your invite, but seeing that I already had my invite, I decided to drop after my second loss because I wasn't going to get top eight. And like I said, I already have my invite, and I don't want to take that spot from somebody who didn't, so I decided to drop out. But all in all, I did change up the deck list a bit. The extra deck list, I should say. I tried a lot of different things in between the tournaments, as far as like changing up the main deck. I tried a smaller K9 engine. I tried a bigger Dracotail engine. I tried shit all cards. Um, I tried pure a little bit, and like nothing. I didn't really like anything. Like nothing really stuck. The only thing I didn't try was the Dragon Maid cards, which is something I can do later on. So the main deck is the same, but I did change up like two or three cards in the extra deck that I think made a difference. If I'm being honest, I know the result wasn't the same, but I do really like what I did with the extra deck this time around. Like I like this list better than the list I played at the Fort Worth Regional. But let's get into it, guys. Let's start with the main deck. Get the side deck out of the way. All right. So let's go. We have three Lucius, of course, your starter. This one searches you any Dracotail monster. We have 3 5 mana, probably the most important monster of the deck. This is a deck that allows you to fuse on your opponent's turns. The quick effect fusion during the main phase. This is the center of your turn one Dracotail plays. Next, we have three Malulu. This card is a negate when it gets into the graveyard. It's fusion material. The negates a face up monster your opponent controls. A permanent negate, which is very good. Um, in the future, I can see Malulu going down to two. I did find myself siding it out a lot, games two and three, depending on whether I was going first or second or not. And I didn't really miss the third one in those games. But that's something we can tinker with. But right now, I mean, and it is also a starter, as is a quick effect fusion while it's on the field. So maybe not, but like I know it's something we can tinker with. And then we have one Urgula and one Pan. Urgula, when it's sent to the graveyard, destroys a spell or trap, non-targeting, and Pan, when it's sent as fusion material, guys. Sorry, I'm not saying that. It destroys a monster. These cards are really, really good. I did see Jesse Cotton's list. He was on 3 Pan. Not gonna lie, I have a whole lot of respect for Jesse Cotton. I have not accomplished half the things he has accomplished in this game. So I have no room to critique anything he does. But I will say I was not the biggest fan of the 3 Pan when I saw his list. But hey, man, it's Jesse Cotton. He the goat. But that is it for the Dracotail monsters. The same 11. Next, we're going to have our K9 engine, and that consisted of 3 Azuna, 3 Jokel, 1 Lupus, and 1 Lantern. These 8 cards made up the monster portion of our K9 engine. Azuna, this is another turn zero play you have potentially if your opponent triggers it and you open it. Azuna dumps Lupus. Jokel, you need another level 5 in your hand. Special summon it, special summon itself, and a level 5 that you revealed. Lantern special summons a K9 from the graveyard, and Lupus is a quick effect. Special summon itself from the hand or graveyard, and then on your opponent's turn, you can quick effect XYZ summon, which enables your turn zero plays along with Azuna. Um, I love these cards. I think these cards are really good. I did run into a bit of an issue where I feel like there was a lot more Yummy this time around. And as we know, these cards going second into Yummy aren't great. And I say it's an issue. It's not the biggest issue, Your Dracotail cards really carry that matchup. And going these cards are going first into Yummy. Like if you can set up the interruption that these cards put up into Yummy are super good with the National Night Take and with the Valon Book of Moon, which we'll get into when we get to the extra deck. That was one of the changes that I made. So I do really like these cards. For the next regional, I may explore a version without these cards, but we'll see. We shall see. Next for our hand traps, we are on three Ash, three Perulia. Oh, sorry, three Fuwalos, three Perulia, and two Nibiru the Prima Being. These cards are really good for me throughout the tournament. My losses were against. I lose to round three. I lost to Vanquish K9. I actually got to end up winning. Shout out to that guy. I don't remember your name, but shout out to you, brother. Very cool guy. He was on Vanquish He no, no, he was on Christian K9. Um, and the Perulia was very very good in that matchup. And then my other loss was against Mitsurugi, Fiendsmith, which like I said, I think in the last day profile, Mitsurugi is a deck. This the scariest deck to me right now. While I'm running this deck, it just does so much, and it has so much. I feel like it has so much, so many ways to play around like our interruptions that we set up. But like the nib in that matchup isn't great, but the Fualos and the Ash were pretty good. But that is it for the monster hand traps. Next for our spells, we have three Ketu Dracotail, three Rahu Dracotail. These are probably the best cards in your deck, honestly. Especially going second. Ketu is crazy. It's an ad. It adds a Dracotail monster from deck to hand. Then, if your opponent controls a monster, you can immediately fusion summon after that. And then Rahu Dracotail is your branded fusion for a Dracotail monster. Super good cards. And then last two spells are a case for K9 that we can search off of Lantern or the Ripper, and then one X Force release to go into our Werewolf as a for a pop, and then another interruption. And then the last two cards of our deck are, of course, our two trap cards, Horn and Flame. I do think in the future, with my siding pattern, I think I will start to side one of these out. In Fort Worth, I didn't side any of. I never sided one out, and then on Saturday I didn't side one out either. But I do think it may be correct to side out the most, but the least impactful one in regarding like whatever matchup that you're in. But that is something for me to explore later on. Now we are going to go into our extra deck. This is where the changes come in. And the first change you're going to see off the back is that I played three Arthur Line instead of two. I thought this would really help my grind game, which you did. The third one did come up maybe once or twice during my 6 rounds of the tournament, so I'm glad I had it. Um, Still on two Gulamel. Another change that we made was one Mysterion, the Dragon Crown. I love this card. Um, I made this card maybe 3 or 4 times over my rounds, and I feel like it won me that game every time. I made it against Yummy, and it made him play really awkward. I made it against uh, the Christian K9 guy. He dumped his Sophonir or whichever one can special summon itself from the graveyard. Like I special summoned this, and it kind of turned it off because once it got summoned, it was gonna get banished, right? And then I made it against Vanquish Soul K9 as well. I knew the guy had a Azuna in hand, so the first action I made was 5 mana fuse into this, and it kind of checks the Azuna because once it summons itself, you target it and it gets banished, and it kind of makes unless they're playing Typhon, it turns off their Lupus as well. There's no point. And the last fusion is a Secretarian Dragon. Very good in the mirror. Very good to. This card, I feel like this card helps me push for game a lot by making this first, then it revives the extra body for you. But that is it for our fusions there. Slide those up. And then for our XYZ monsters, we have one Ripper, one Werewolf, the Nash Knight package, so Nash Knight CXZs. I played the one-on-one cards as my package. I mean, these cards are good. The 104 package I think is very good, especially like in the mirror, right? Because C104, you can summon all your things in the fence to play around the set horn that you know your opponent has. And then when you rank up into the CX C104, it pops the spell of trap, so you can use that to pop the flame to get your Dracotail spells to resolve and break that board. The last change that we made to the extra deck was one Valon. So I did cut the seals and the spear with Eyes of Blue. Um, I feel like those cards were used to make your board, your turn one board bigger. And then in Fort Worth, I never made that board. Like either I got interrupted while I was trying to, or I didn't have the cards to do it. And I feel like there were times where I missed more futures to go into. That's why I played the third lion, and played the Mysterion. Those came up way more than the making the seals, so I'm okay with that. And then I added the Valon because I realized that in the combo video I showed you guys, you ended with an Azuna in hand, but your Nash Knight and your Ripper were already on the field. So the Azuna was literally only being used as like fusion material with 5 mana, which is fine. But I think Valon gave me another XYZ monster to go into it as another interruption with the Thirst Azuna. And then the last card we played was simply SP Little Knight and extra deck. So there's that. That is the extra deck for the deck I played in Houston. And then we will go over the side deck really quick. It's the same side deck. I will be changing it up in the future to what I don't know, but let's get into it really quick. 3 Cashier Fenrir. Round 2 I play Yummy. This card carried the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. Game 1 I absolutely goofed through the game away. I don't want to talk about it. absolutely goofed through the game away. Games 2 and 3 Fenrir just absolutely carried. 3 Lancia for Malice. I played Malice round 1 actually. He just came up. He couldn't really play. My hands were insane. 3 Droll. This went in against Miss Rugi. I did not draw it, unfortunately, and it hurt. And we're still on our back row removal. I still really like these cards. Still the same logic with these cards. Everyone's going first. Non-engine is the solemn, like spells and things. And I think this is just a good way to force those out. And then 3 Solemn Strike to go with the trend I just said. Cards. I think this card is really good in the Malice. You just strike one of their Malice links, and it's really tough for them. But that is it for the profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys have been testing in the comments. I'm really open to some suggestions right now. So the next region I go to, we can perform a little better. Not that we did bad, but like whatever. It wasn't the top 8 that we want to revert. But this is Bravo YGO signing off. Thank you guys. Peace.